Imagine a boy named Mateo. He came all the way from Argentina. Argentina is a beautiful country far away. Mateo was a super smart student. He loved science more than anything. He dreamed of going to college in America. He wanted to learn how to make the world a better place with his science skills. Mateo studied really hard. He got good grades in all his classes. He learned English so he could talk to people in America. He saved up money from his after-school job to pay for his trip. Finally, the day came when he could go to a college fair in America. He was so excited. He wanted to see all the different colleges and learn about their science programs. He packed his bag with his best school projects. He practiced his English so he could talk to the college people. He even wore his favorite shirt, the one with the planets on it. This was Mateo's chance to make his dream come true. But Mateo's dream wasn't just about getting good grades. He wanted to use his smarts to help people. He read books about doctors who found cures for diseases. He watched videos about engineers who built bridges to connect communities. Mateo wanted to be like them. He wanted to invent new technologies to clean the air and water. He wanted to find new ways to grow food so everyone could have enough to eat. He believed that science could solve the world's biggest problems. That's why he wanted to study in America. He knew that American universities had the best science labs and the smartest professors. He knew that if he went to college in America, he could learn everything he needed to make his dreams come true. He wanted to give back to the world and help everyone live a happier, healthier life. That was Mateo's real goal. The day of the college fair was bright and sunny. Mateo felt butterflies in his tummy as he walked through the doors of the huge convention center. There were so many people. Students from all over the world were talking and laughing. Tables were set up with colorful banners and brochures from hundreds of colleges. Mateo took a deep breath and started exploring. He went to the table for a college that was famous for its space program. He talked to a friendly woman who told him all about the classes he could take and the amazing rockets they were building. Then, he went to the table for a college with a great biology lab. A professor showed him pictures of students doing research on new medicines. Mateo felt like he was in a dream. This was even better than he imagined. He couldn't wait to start his college journey. He felt like he was finally on the right path to achieving his goals. At one of the booths, Mateo met a student named Sophia. Sophia was a volunteer at the college fair. She was taking pictures of all the students. She asked Mateo if she could take his picture. Mateo smiled really big and said, "Yes." He stood next to the booth for a famous school. Sophia said, "Say cheese." Mateo said, "Cheese." Sophia took the picture. In the photo, Mateo looked so happy and hopeful. He was wearing his Planet shirt. You could see the excitement in his eyes. The school banner behind him showed the school's name and logo. It looked like a perfect moment, a memory to keep forever, a symbol of his dreams coming true. Nobody knew that this picture would soon be seen by people all over the world, but not for the reason anyone expected. Suddenly, two people in dark uniforms walked into the convention center. They were ICE officers. ICE stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They are the people who make sure that everyone in America has the right papers to be here. The officers walked straight towards Mateo. "Mateo Rodriguez?" one of them asked. Mateo was surprised. "Yes, that's me," he said. "We need to talk to you," the officer said. "Your visa has expired." Mateo's heart skipped a beat. But my school already sent in the papers for my extension," he stammered. "I have a paper from them." The officer didn't seem to care. "Come with us," he said. "We need to sort this out." He put his hand on Mateo's arm. The sunny day, the college booths, the dreams. Everything suddenly felt dark and scary. Mateo felt confused and afraid. What was happening? "But sir," Mateo pleaded, his voice trembling. "The international student advisor at my school, Mrs. Davis, she sent the extension in weeks ago. I even have a confirmation email on my phone. Can I show you?" The officer shook his head. "It doesn't matter. We have orders. You'll have to come with us to the station. We can check everything there." Mateo felt tears welling up in his eyes. He tried to explain again. "Please, there must be some mistake. I have done everything right. I just want to go to college here and study science." But the officers wouldn't listen. They put handcuffs on Mateo's wrists. The metal felt cold and tight. He looked around at the other students, their faces filled with shock and confusion. He felt so embarrassed and helpless. His dream was turning into a nightmare. All he could think about was the picture Sophia had taken just moments before, a picture of hope now overshadowed by fear. As the officers led Mateo away, someone took a picture. It was a picture of Mateo in handcuffs, standing right next to the booth for that famous school. The school with the big dreams and the smart students. The picture was shared online. Soon, everyone was seeing it. People were shocked. How could this happen? Why would they arrest a student who was just trying to go to college? The picture showed the unfairness of it all. Mateo, with his hopeful eyes and his planet shirt, being treated like a criminal. The picture spread like wildfire. It went from phone to phone, computer to computer. People were angry and sad. They couldn't believe that this was happening in America, a country that was supposed to be a place of opportunity for everyone. The photo became a symbol of injustice. It sparked a fire that would soon spread across the nation. People looked at the picture and felt a mix of anger and sadness. They thought, this isn't right. Mateo is just a kid with big dreams. Why is this happening to him? Teachers wondered, how can we encourage our students to reach for the stars if they might be treated like this? Students asked, could this happen to me? The photo made people question everything. They wondered if the system was fair. They worried about how immigrants were treated. They realized that even good kids could face unfair challenges. The picture reminded them that it's important to stand up for what's right, even when it's hard. It was a wake-up call. People knew they had to do something to help Mateo and make sure this never happened again. The confusion turned into a strong desire for justice. The next day, teachers all over the country wore Mateo's favorite planet shirt. They wanted to show that they supported him. Students organized walkouts at their schools. They made signs that said, "Free Mateo" and "Let Mateo dream." They marched through the streets, chanting his name. College professors wrote letters to the government. They explained how important it was to welcome students from other countries. They said that students like Mateo made America a better place. They argued that America needed smart, hardworking people to help solve the world's problems. Even people who didn't know Mateo joined the protests. They saw his picture and felt connected to his story. They believed that everyone deserves a fair chance. They wanted to show that America was a country that valued justice and opportunity. The protests grew bigger and louder every day. The nation was rallying behind Mateo. News reporters started interviewing Mateo's friends and teachers. They all said the same thing. Mateo was a kind, smart, and dedicated student. His best friend, Sophia, who took the photo, said, "Mateo is the nicest person I know. He always helps others. He deserves to be here." Mrs. Davis, the international student advisor, explained that she had definitely sent in Mateo's visa extension on time. She showed the reporters the confirmation email. She was very upset that this had happened. "Mateo is one of our best students," she said. "He has so much potential. We need to fix this mistake." The reporters also interviewed Mateo's science teacher. He said that Mateo was a brilliant scientist. He has a gift for understanding complex ideas, the teacher explained. He's going to make a big difference in the world someday. Everyone who knew Mateo knew that he was a special person who deserved a chance to pursue his dreams. So what is a visa anyway? A visa is like a special permission slip that allows people from other countries to come to America for a certain reason. There are different kinds of visas. Some are for tourists who want to visit Disney World. Others are for workers who want to build houses or teach classes. And some are for students like Mateo who want to study at American schools. An academic visa lets students from other countries come to America to go to college or university. It's important because it gives them the chance to learn new things and share their ideas with others. It also helps America because these students often bring new perspectives and skills that can benefit everyone. Without visas, it would be much harder for students like Mateo to pursue their dreams and contribute to the world. It's how they can legally come to America to study. Mateo's school released a statement to the public. They said, "We're deeply concerned about the arrest of Mateo Rodriguez. We want to make it clear that we filed his visa extension on date. We have proof that it was received. We are working with the authorities to get him released immediately. The school's president, Dr. Ramirez, said, Mateo is an outstanding student. He represents the best of what our school stands for. We will do everything in our power to support him and ensure that he can continue his studies here. The school also hired a lawyer to help Mateo. They wanted to show that they were serious about getting him back. They knew that Mateo's future depended on it. They were determined to fight for him and prove that he belonged in America, pursuing his dreams. Their support gave hope to Mateo and all those who were protesting for his freedom. The lawyer, Ms. Rodriguez, no relation to Mateo, worked tirelessly. She gathered all the evidence, the confirmation email, the school statement, and letters from Mateo's teachers. She presented it all to a judge. She argued that ICE had made a mistake and that Mateo should be released immediately. She explained that Mateo was not a threat to anyone. He was just a student with a bright future. She said that keeping him in detention was unfair and unjust. She reminded the judge that America was a country that believed in giving people a second chance. Ms. Rodriguez also spoke about the protests and the public support for Mateo. She said that people all over the country believe that he deserved to be free. She hoped that the judge would see that justice needed to be served and that Mateo needed to be released so he could continue pursuing his education and contribute his talents to the world. She fought hard for Mateo's freedom. After carefully reviewing all the evidence, the judge made a decision. She said, "It is clear that a mistake was made in Mateo Rodriguez's case. His school did file his visa extension on time, and he has every right to be in this country." She ordered ICE to release Mateo immediately. She said that it was important to correct this error and allow him to continue his studies without any further interruption. She hoped that this case would be a lesson for everyone to be more careful and fair when dealing with immigrants and students from other countries. The judge's decision was met with cheers and applause. People all over the country celebrated the good news. They were happy that justice had finally been served and that Mateo was going to be free. They knew that this was a victory for fairness and opportunity. When Mateo walked out of the detention center, he was greeted by a huge crowd of people. They were holding signs and chanting his name. Sophia ran up and gave him a big hug. Mrs. Davis was there too, with tears in her eyes. Mateo smiled. He was so happy to be free. He thanked everyone for their support. He said that he couldn't have done it without them. He felt grateful and overwhelmed. He knew that he had been given a second chance. His classmates cheered as he arrived back on campus. They decorated his dorm room with balloons and streamers. They made him a big welcome back sign. Mateo felt like he was finally home. He knew that he belonged there. He was ready to get back to his studies and continue pursuing his dream of helping the world with science. The nightmare was over, and his bright future was waiting for him. "Thank you," Mateo said, his voice filled with emotion. "Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for fighting for me. I promise I won't let you down." He explained that even though he was scared, he never lost hope because he knew so many people were supporting him. He also said that this experience had taught him a valuable lesson. He realized that even when things seem unfair, it's important to stand up for yourself and for others. He said he wanted to use his experience to help other students who might face similar challenges. Mateo said that he still wanted to study science and make the world a better place. He said that his dream was even bigger now. He wanted to show everyone that even when bad things happen, you can overcome them and achieve your goals. He wanted to be an example of hope and resilience. His words inspired everyone who listened. Mateo's story made people think about how important it is to treat everyone fairly, no matter where they come from. It showed that mistakes can happen, but it's important to fix them. It also reminded everyone that students from other countries bring valuable ideas and skills to America. The incident raised questions about how the government handles immigration cases. People wondered if there were ways to make the system more fair and efficient. They wanted to make sure that other students didn't have to go through the same thing that Mateo did. It was a reminder that even though America is a great country, there's always room for improvement. People realized that they needed to work harder to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to pursue their dreams, no matter their background. The case sparked important conversations about justice and equality. The most important thing people learned from Mateo's story was that even when mistakes happen, it's crucial to stand up for what's right. If no one had taken a picture, if no one had protested, if no one had spoken up, Mateo might still be in detention. His story showed that one person can make a difference. It showed that when people work together, they can overcome even the biggest challenges. It taught everyone that it's important to be brave and to fight for justice, even when it's scary. It also showed that kindness and compassion can change the world. The support that Mateo received from his friends, teachers, and strangers gave him the strength to keep going. It reminded everyone that even in dark times, there's always hope. It demonstrated the power of unity and the importance of believing in the good in people. Mateo went back to his classes. He studied even harder than before. He was determined to make the most of his second chance. He joined a research team that was working on new ways to clean up pollution. He helped other international students navigate the visa process. He never forgot what had happened to him. He used his experience to inspire others and to advocate for change. He became a voice for those who didn't have one. He showed that even when you face challenges, you can still make a positive impact on the world. Years later, Mateo graduated with honors. He went on to become a successful scientist. He invented new technologies that helped to solve some of the world's biggest problems. He proved that even a kid from Argentina with a dream could change the world for the better. His journey was a testament to his resilience and the power of hope. And so, the boy from Argentina, who once stood in handcuffs next to a college booth, became a symbol of hope and resilience for the world. He showed everyone that even when your dreams are threatened, you should never give up. He proved that with hard work, determination, and the support of others, anything is possible. His story is a reminder that we all have the power to make a difference. We can all stand up for what's right. We can all help to create a more fair and just world. Just like Mateo, we can all be a light in the darkness. The end, but also a beginning to a brighter future, inspired by a young man who dared to dream big and never gave up on those dreams, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles. He showed the world that even a single photo can spark a movement and that hope can triumph over adversity. Mateo's story will continue to inspire for generations to come.